No. So sometimes I watch those recordings and see, how long does it take, but then at that point I have forgotten what I've said before, so I guess we're good.
Let's just claim it. Hello, world. Good morning. It's Tuesday. It snowed. We're very pleased.
And we're
Um,
coming to you,
up
or
here,
at least one of us is coming to you from the middle of nowhere,
yeah, middle of
end
the
of the
Arctic,
world. That's so.
north of the Barents Sea.
Yep, that's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. We're up here. This is a permanent human settlement. It's not the northernmost permanent human settlement, but it's pretty close. And it's funny, this is a tiny town, but it's got like a school, two daycare centers, and you're kind of like, what? People come here to have children? Apparently, yes.
Oh, well, perhaps
There's nothing else to do.
in this time and age, perhaps that this is the place to be. To actually
Yeah,
raise children. I know that I saw this documentary, or well, it's not. There wasn't a documentary, but more of a newscast. About this movement of people that are actually not reproducing because they feel that the world has changed for the worse and they don't want to bring children to this world. Um,
yeah.
and I guess people have felt this over the centuries and ages, but I assume that there's more and more reason for concern in terms of climate change, the European shift to the right, and then more
Yeah.
and more unstable and unsafe societies, and so on and so forth. I'm worried myself, but so to me,
No, no.
Svalbard, even though it's cold as fuck, and I am more of a warm kind of guy, but it does sound like a a piece of paradise on earth, because even though it's cold and then very hard environment, I think it's safe and it's shielded from a lot of the things in the modern society that are not that very positive for us.
It's yeah, it is something to experience. Um, I'll have
But
more
there was some
maybe
action. You
tomorrow.
had a fire yesterday, and
Yeah. Yesterday in the early hours, two houses actually burned down to the ground. We don't know why yet, but 55 people were displaced. No one was hurt, luckily. But it's a big deal for a small community like this, really big deal.
I bet, yeah.
So we'll see. They're in the hotel right now, and one of the sporting goods stores was instructed by Sysselmannen, the governor, to open up to make sure everyone has clothing, because
Oh, really?
in a place like this,
Really?
you can't just walk around in your pajamas, you know.
No, no, no.
So
Well,
yeah.
that's nice. I mean, that's an
Oh
important thing.
yeah. No, everyone knows everyone. But it's funny. You're told by someone who lives here that like, you come here, stay here a year, you're still an outsider. You're here 2, 3 years. Nah, you're just temporary. You're just coming and going. 6 years, then it's like, oh, I've seen you before. Like, come to the lodge. We'll hang out. Uh, so yeah, you have
I bet, I bet.
some long timers here.
And you had
But
snow, and
anyway, that's
you had snow this today, right?
yeah. It snowed over the night, so I went for a walk this morning, and what was, because we're surrounded by kind of abandoned coal mines, the town itself. I think five or six of them, and the structures are still there. This old wooden ancient. They look terrifying, actually. Um, so you have kind of this kind of Arctic tundra. I mean, it's kind of almost a desert. It's like rocky and a little bit of grass, some
Mm.
mushrooms here and there. You'll see maybe one type of flower, and that all changed overnight. So we went from like a gray black milieu to pure white, and it's astounding. Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
just like night and day. That's cool.
That's great. That's amazing. All right. And on
Yeah, I
my
don't have a
side,
good segue,
there's
except to maybe say, let's look at the weather, because I did this tutorial. Pull up my screen. I did this tutorial with a weather app that I, of course, have. Let me reload this. I, of course, have since deleted my .env file, so I've lost my my environment
Oh, your
variables,
credentials.
but
All right.
we can sort of see what it does here. There's a little modal that pops up when you click the information part of the nav bar, which describes what this does. This is it's not a NetNinja tutorial. It's a tutorial hosted by this guy, John, but it was on the NetNinja channel. It's excellent. It's Vue 3, and I recommend everyone to do it. It's really fun. One thing to note, so it uses the Open Weather API. It uses the another one to determine your location. So you're calling two APIs and you're getting back some data and you're iterating through it and rendering it on a page, and you're also storing cities. Now, usually this would get me a search thing, but since we're getting a 401 here, you can see that my map box, and I need to reset this, but we can do that. That's fine. I'm totally going to burn all my keys. See, it's doing a request every time I type, but on a delay. So it's not going to do a request for every single thing. It takes a few seconds. So it's very cleverly done. My suggestion for our stream is to rip out the styling from this. It's done with Tailwind. So we rip out the Tailwind. We load it up again, have a look, and then we attempt to install this kind of view layer of semantic UI and just see how far we get.
All right. And I sent a link to this playlist on YouTube, the NetNinja playlist, in the chat for those of our users who would like to check it out, and it will also be added to the description in the YouTube recording that we will be posting. So just before we move on, just to recap, today's session is about so we continue our exploration of Vue, right? And we will we did that last night or yesterday, sorry. So if there's another session recorded on our channel in YouTube, so check it out.
Yeah.
I'm totally new to Vue. I was just about to say never heard of it. Of course I heard of it, but never worked on it extensively. You are relatively new to Vue, right?
Oh yeah, relatively new. I mean, this is like 2 weeks old.
Right.
2 weeks old. It's fresh knowledge. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Which is so surface knowledge.
Yeah, but it's intriguing. It's interesting. You like it, right? And I like it too. From what I've seen. So.
Yeah, there's something really neat about it, and maybe we'll think differently after trying this semantic thing. But yeah.
Yeah, and so
that's the deal.
So we will continue. And today's stream is about continuing exploring Vue. We want to add some styling in component-based styling library that's called SemanticUI that both of us have used in the React before. But we also going to touch upon networking, perhaps, or some other topics.
Yeah, I mean,
depends a little bit.
Have a look inside this package JSON, and you may notice that in the dependencies there's an old friend listed there. So we will touch on that, especially since, again, sorry for deleting my .n file. That was a careless mistake. We will fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So sorry to just carry on. I just wanted to get this out there.
Step one in my mind is, well, okay, you pick. Step one is either fix the .env file so we can actually see the app. That's probably better. Or it's rip out Tailwind, post CSS, and auto prefixer. Maybe just.
Do the env.
I'm doing the env, and when I say when, you should move away from my screen. But I just need to remind myself. So a quick walkthrough in our app view. Let me get some formatting here. Oh dear. In my app view, I can. I do have a little bit of styling. This is for a transition, so let's not think about that. But what we want to find is a component that actually does the fetching. So you see that there are some components here named async, and you say, oh, async. That sounds networky-y. And of course it is. So let's close the template because all that is going to be, oh, look, there's an Axios import here along with the router.
Uh-huh.
And oh, look, there's an asynchronous. Does this look familiar, Thomas?
It does.
Um, it does indeed. So
Although, if you just
yeah,
go right, so you're doing a try and you have a catch there, and in the try you await this and
but
you
the
do
try,
this.
you see it's massive.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit happening here. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry about the profanity, but well,
Anyway, apologies. The reason I went here is because I wanted to see what I had actually named the API keys. So we need to grab this somehow. I need the value for
and you
that in
want
a
me to
bit.
move away perhaps from your screen so you don't have to share
Yeah,
your.
but hang on, because I want to find the second one as well. So there is the open weather one, which is in the asynchronous city
So
view.
just do a global search for meta.env and you should be fine, right?
Yeah, um, so it appears in 3 times. So in the home view, we have the
The
Mapbox
Mapbox
key.
API key. Yeah.
So we need open weather, we need Mapbox. Do we need, this is open weather and open weather. So I have open weather twice. I can't remember. This was so long ago, a whole week. Why
City
do I have it
list and
twice in
awesome
async
city.
city view and city view? I think
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Well,
this
one
is
is like a collection, right? And then you have
yeah, exactly.
right.
Here we're doing well, actually, once I load this app up, you will see. So if you could be so kind as to navigate away from my window for a second,
Sure
I
thing,
will
brother.
fill out these things. Thank you. So I'm just going to navigate. If anyone's never done this, I'm just going to open weather, and I am logging in, and I'm looking for my key. And oh, I have one. I have a specific key called VUE app. So I must have named this intentionally.
Probably.
Let me copy that. It's okay. That was the open weather one, and then I need to go to Mapbox. And I don't need to go to the documentation, but rather to my account.mapbox.com. And in there, here we have some, they call them access tokens. And I'm going to copy that one, save that, and close these two bars. Okay, so if you want to navigate over to me again, I'm not going to pull open my .env. I do realize that there are extensions that kind of hide your keys automatically for these very purposes, but let's kill the app and reload it. And we are running, and we will reload this. And it's taking a second, and here we go. And okay, no locations added. So let's see if Longyearbyen, there, look at this, Longyearbyen, Svalbard. So we get a
All
little
right.
drop down, first of all. Isn't that nice?
That is.
That's a Mapbox API thing, I think. And Svalbard and Jan Mayen. So we do have a little console log there. We probably don't need that. But oh, look at this. So it is not -8 degrees. That's ridiculous. This is wrong. It's like 1 degree outside. Or maybe it dropped since I was out this morning. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
well,
okay. So what's nice
could you
is you get
check?
this little
Can you
view.
check Grobo? You know where I'm at, and see if you
I
can.
will, but I will add that to my full list. But so here's the functionality, right? You get Longyearbyen, you load information, you get the temperature, you get this icon, and then you have hourly weather, and then you have a 7-day forecast, and then you have an option to remove city. I haven't added this city, so this is not going to do anything. But if I click this plus, and now I go back home, I have Longyearbyen stored in local storage. You know, and if you don't believe me, you can always say this is just window dot store. Do I have that active?
Local store.
Yeah, window dot local storage, and look at that. I do have saved cities, and
Gotcha.
I have, well, let's just say dot get item, and we'll say saved cities.
And you can
Let's
also
just make
JSON parse, so you
sure.
can parse it.
Yeah, I can parse that because that's JSON parse. And let's run that, and now it's a nice array.
All
And the
right.
first item is Longyearbyen and gets the coordinates and a particular ID. So hunky dory, right? This
Exactly.
is what's saved, which means that in my local storage, when the application loads, it's going to make and that was the non-async one. It's going to make a request to open weather for each thing that's stored. But you asked for Gråbo.
Mm-hmm.
Västra Götaland, titta.
Yeah, that's us.
And
Well,
so we
it
saw
says
that.
on mine it's 15, 14 seems reasonable. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is reasonable.
Looks like you will have a fairly pleasant week. A little bit of rain, though.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So I'm going to add that as well, just to see, and then go back here, and we can see both of our saved cities. So there's no way to rearrange them or anything like that. It's not that advanced, but that's very nice. So that was step one. Did I do any changes really? Well, I yarn locked it, but
Yeah,
let me actually
you can add that.
let me branch out first. God, my brain froze there for a second. So git checkout new branch,
That's
and we'll
because
call
you're in the
this.
Arctic.
Yeah. We'll say git then git cm dash and yarn up. And notice, of course, I'm not git tracking my .env file, so that is not gonna show up. But I'll push this branch up in case you need it. Okay, let's now start removing things. So I'm going to close this, close everything. I'm going to start off in my package JSON. And I'm also going to remove this package lock. I don't need that. And in my package JSON, because I was using npm going through the demo, but now I've switched over to yarn. But here, I don't need these three dependencies. So I think I can say yarn remove auto prefixer, Tailwind CSS. What's the other one? Post CSS.
Wow.
All right.
That's so neat. I just learned something. Yarn remove.
Yarn remove, my brother. And look, it's already looking cleaner,
Totally
right?
missed that one.
But now, of course, if I go to my build, it's this is still loaded. So I need to basically just unmount this, launch it again. That should be interesting. Oh yeah, you hate that because you are importing all this stuff, right? Like, so now let's get rid of some of these imports. So most importantly, let's start in our source file. Well, let's just look at index.html, but there's nothing there. We're getting an annoying style thing here from Font Awesome, which is just some of the icons, I believe. We're getting a font from Google, which is called Roboto, which we're loading in as a link tag.
In the index.html. Oh, okay, that's weird.
This was like this is not a Vue thing. This was how the
no. I
guy doing
understand
the
that the tutorial guy,
yeah,
whoever was writing this, imported it this way. You can use Google Fonts as a dependency, there's a
yeah,
package, and you can
yeah.
also use Font Awesome as a package. You wouldn't. import it
Sure.
this way. But I don't know if perhaps this
I
is more
think,
performant.
I mean, for the sake of the tutorial, I think, the
Yeah, yeah,
choice was made to just lowest hanging fruit, maybe.
yeah,
But, it's kind of annoying because when you go into like the Google Font API, the UX leaves a little bit to be desired, but that's neither here nor
yeah,
there. Let's instead hop over to main.js. And here we have the most important imports, create app from VUE, of course, app from us. We're going to go there in a second. But before that, look at this, assets Tailwind CSS. And if I
yeah,
look at assets Tailwind CSS, I go, oh no, like I don't want any of this, right?
yeah.
So I'm just going to delete this file, and that means that I have to delete this file, this import as well. So now, probably there's a post CSS config.js. I just got rid of post CSS. I probably need to rip this out
Yeah.
as well. Goodbye. Oh, look, it's beautiful. Let's see my screen update.
Yeah,
There it is.
looks awesome. Looks
And we get
1998.
Longyearbyen. Let's see about the drop down. Let's
No drop downs.
add Bogota in Colombia. Hey,
Oh, there
look
is a
at
drop
that.
down, man, but you can't click on it. Okay,
No, I cannot click on it.
but that's awesome.
And that means I can't actually add new things, but okay. And can I click on these? No. So all that's interesting. Oh, no, yes, I can. I did. It's just not a cursor.
Okay.
I still get the icons.
Well, try to add Bogota again. See if it was just not clickable.
Yeah. Okay. So let me go back to root. I love the little sun. Bogota, and I click on that.
Nothing happens.
Do I
Okay.
click on the no?
No.
Oh.
It's yeah. I mean, you can't expand
Oh.
it. Well. Oh.
No, that worked. Okay, so I must be doing something wrong. Let me try one more time to understand what's going on. Bogota.
Double
How
click or
weird that Bogota Fara. Yeah, I'm trying.
inspect the element and see if there's something. I mean, if there's something clickable.
Let's
No,
see.
this.
It's a UL list indices marker. No, it's not. It's not done with a. I guess
No.
it's not done with an anchor tag. It is done with some routing inside of Vue.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, it doesn't really matter.
Anyway,
We can change that later, of
yeah.
course, right? I was just curious.
Okay, but the problem we now face, even though this was nice and easy, is that here I have this transition style. We're not going to do this. I'm just going to remove it for now. But of course, the real issue is that Tailwind relies on classes, right? So we're going to have a bunch of classes that we need to get rid of. So I'm just going to start an app and work my way down. I'm sure there's a programmatic way to do this, but this is a good way to look at and remind myself on how the application actually works. So let's start in site navigation. Site navigation, you are here. And oh, look at all these classes that we don't want. We don't want that. We don't want classes for the nav. Are you getting Tailwind shutters?
Oh yeah.
Looking at all
I'm
these
trying to look away. To be
and,
totally honest,
yeah, yeah. And
No,
look at the router
just,
link.
perhaps it calls for a small explanation. It's not that I, despise Tailwind, but the thing is, I just can't be bothered. I'm not a front end kind of guy, and I
Yeah.
like lowest hanging fruits. So yeah, I just don't care. To be honest, I mean about Tailwind.
I think I need to leave in this FA Sun thing.
You don't import, or do you still import Font Awesome? You do.
Yes, I still have it. I still
Yeah, you
have
need
it.
to
So
remove
I'm just going to.
anything that is FA thing you need to keep.
Yeah. Let's keep the FA stuff, but let's remove this.
Although I think Semantic has some icons too.
All right. Well,
but that can be too much. Just keep it. And this is the thing. Like, it's too much. And also, so the use class. Okay, it's the use class. Yeah, right. I thought we were in React, so I thought it was like class name. Sorry.
Right. There's a toggle modal. FA. Okay.
You're probably gonna have to remove it later anyway, because we will use components for most of the stuff, right?
We will indeed. Okay, here you see the modal, which has a V on modal active, and a close modal toggle modal. But well, so trying to go fast. I'm not particularly fast at this. Let's see, you, my friend, can go with this ordered list. We're almost through here. Okay. And I can look inside the script, but here you see we are importing UID to give true unique IDs to the different things, which apparently is quite important in Vue. When you don't give a key that is actually unique, relying on a key that's an index, you can hurt yourself in the long run when you're starting to mutate your list of data items later on.
So, but what is UID? Is it a package or what? What up?
UID is a package that gives you unique IDs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you the usage. So here, look, when you're creating this location object, and you really need to give it a unique ID, you run the UID function, and in the background it does its magic. You can build these by yourself with like a map and
Yeah, but I
random.
can see here on npm.js that it's a small,
Yeah,
relatively small package.
yeah, it's not super heavy,
14
right?
kilobytes, so
Yeah.
it's pretty
Can I
good.
show you something really fun that I found? There's a website called Bundle Phobia.
Okay.
And if you type in your package, so there's UID. Oh no, that's UI. I don't want that. UID. Where are you? There.
There it is, right.
It shows you how quickly, if you hover over, how quickly it takes to load on 3G or 4G. So, we use, well, actually, we're about to use Semantic, right? So Semantic is a bit of a pig. Let's just look at Semantic. Oh no, this is super fast and super tiny. But there are some like, you can compare. Well, React Router is not entirely fair because you need the DOM as well. But this is super fast as well. Okay, I'm not gonna.
There is a semantic-UI-view.
Semantic-UI-view. Oh no, it's not so big. No. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, it's half a second on 3G is not great, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see. You kind of have to.
This. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep going. Because what I have to do is only here's our local storage assignment for the cities. But we're sort of done in site navigation, and site navigation does in its tree work with something called base modal, which looks at all this stuff that it's passing down as a slot if you were watching yesterday's stream. So let's have a look at base modal. Hey, base modal. In the template, you have some classes that we don't want anymore. So let's get rid of those.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Let's get rid of these. And let's get rid of these classes as well. Format the code. It's already looking a lot better. Okay, here's an example of an emit called close modal, which is an event. It's passing up the event close modal to the parent component, which you can probably guess what it does.
When you close.
Sure.
Yeah. But then now that we are actually there, so here you're emitting the event close model. Could you just show me how does the parent component actually handle it?
It's the parent component. So okay, first of all, look at how we have to call emit inside of code defined in the parentheses in the template.
Okay.
You have to put a $sign here. Yeah. Very annoying.
Yeah.
This I haven't learned yet exactly why this is, but this is one of the things I want to dive deeper into. In the parent component, which is site navigation, you have this toggle modal function. Okay. And Here in the base modal, where you're putting it in the template of the parent component, this at is shorthand for v on, which is events, right? It's basically like an event listener, v on or at. So here it's listening for something called closed dash modal, which we define here.
So okay, so you define image and you say closed model could be anything. It's named by you.
Yeah, it's a custom event.
It's a customer. Oh, that's neat. That's neat. I mean, in
yeah.
JavaScript you can but it takes a little more work. But that's I like that. I like that. So it's an event. Yeah. I
Because
see how this gets.
how in React, how would you do this off the top of your head? Would you define
I don't know.
an open state in the parent and then pass that down to the child, right?
Yeah.
As props.
Yeah. And
Right.
on change
I mean,
you would have with when you would define or you could do this in Redux, of course. But and then
yeah.
when that changes, you would do something. But this is neater. This is much better in my opinion. Yeah, I like
Okay.
that. I like that.
So sorry. In the base modal, just to finish up, we had to do the define props because that's modal active is being passed down. I ripped out the scope. The style that I ripped out is just the transitions to make everything a little blurred and stuff. So we don't care about that right now.
What does the
And
style scope mean? Scope, does it mean that it's only valid for this particular component?
If you do not, you don't need to put that keyword in. But if I define like an H1 here, and I would give it a color or whatever, it's gonna grab every H1 in the whole DOM.
Okay.
If you say scope, it only grabs the H1s inside of this template.
That's neat. That's neat.
Yeah, that is pretty, and that's new. That's new. Actually, there are a lot of things that we've been doing apparently that are fairly new. The way that you used to have to use the script tag, this setup composition API, they call it, didn't exist. So you had to do an export default with a bunch of functions in order to define your data, and a lot of template. Like it looked kind of messy. They've really cleaned up recently, I think, and we're the beneficiaries, so we should be happy.
Yeah.
The only other thing I want to flag in this file is, look, there's a slot. Slot, of course,
you spoke about slots yesterday, but
yeah, it takes, because we didn't self-close the base modal tag, right? The base modal, we're closing it in a separate tag. That means that all the HTML that I'm passing in here, everything in this div, is going to be rendered here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a bit superfluous in this case. I think he just put it in so that to show people slots. Because like, why would you, like if this is the modal that explain, why would you not have this code, this HTML there? But anyway,
Gotcha.
This is all hard code.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the site navigation. We are done with the site navigation. I go back up. Look, I'm like an algorithm. I'm sorting through a tree. We did site navigation, so now we have to think about router view, which gets a little bit harder. And here we have this transition component, so we might rip that out. We'll see, but yeah.
But does that transition come from? Where does the transition come from?
Transition is a built-in component that basically, if you say out in, you then get access to these CSS things that I've been deleting.
Okay.
So,
but it's built in into Vue, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a built-in component.
So you're not importing it now so you don't have to import it.
No, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just going to look at the router real quick because I only think we have 2 routes. And then we have, so we have a home view and a city view, meaning maybe I should look at the views, right? We have our history. We have 2 paths. That's fine. We don't need to change anything here. This is a neat little code. Can you guess what it does?
Yeah. So before each transition or each navigation, you can do something. And in this case, you're
Yeah,
changing the document title. That's nice.
exactly. And the only weird thing is that you do need to import this next object and then call it. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in this
Are you sure?
little. Pretty sure. But now we don't, like, I don't know. So
Yeah.
look, it's home local weather. I click on Longyearbyen. It's Longyearbyen, Svalbard, and Jan Mayen. I go back.
And remove the
Let
next.
me comment this out. Reload this. Yeah, we're stuck now.
Yeah,
We're
you're
not
stuck.
getting.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha. Well, no.
yeah,
Always want to break shit.
always want to rank shit. Okay, so.
Gotcha.
But I'm going to leave this in because, like, the dynamic formatting of the document title is a good thing in my mind. Okay, so I wanted to go into views, right? Because we are using the router. We want to start in the home view. Ooh, look at this file, huh? So I want to get rid of this class. I want to get rid of this class. I want to get rid of these classes, all of them. All of them. I want to get rid of all of these. I'll format the code. And now you can see something we didn't do yesterday is the VIF. And VIFs can be changed with a VElse, which is the fallback, obviously. They just have to be on the same level. So that's a nice kind of easy conditional. And look, you know, I'm putting in a bunch of JavaScript here to deal with like search errors.
But it does feel. I'm gonna be honest. It feels weird to inject JavaScript in double quotes. You know.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the price. But I hear you. Okay.
And as much as I appreciate the abbreviations, the @ and the $sign.
The colon, yeah.
And the colons, and so it makes the code a bit harder to read, in my opinion. But I guess it's just a matter of getting used to it.
Yeah.
You know.
The suspense thing, they say they're going to get rid of, but what's nice about here is look at this fallback template. So there are a few templates that you can give these keywords to, and this is built in. And so when you're waiting for something to resolve, you will,
that's nice.
in our
That's
case, show this skeleton. Just a fallback.
So
it's not bad.
But why do they want to get rid of the suspense?
Why do they want to get rid of suspense? I don't know. I just noticed that in the console it says suspense is an experimental feature, and its API will likely change. So they're still working on it, I guess.
Okay.
Is the warning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
that's
finally
from
okay.
ESM bundle. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, we're almost done here. This is just a bunch of the script. We preview the city. This is all getting some search results from Mapbox. Okay, good. Let's go into the city view. They also have a suspense with a fallback for the skeleton. We probably won't use that, but async city view. This has no styling. I love it. Good for you. So now we need to go into the other components, and we'll start with city list. And city list has a little bit of styling, surely. I am so wrong, and I love that. But then we should look inside the city card. So let's look inside the city card. Oh, yeah. Hello. Hello, styling. Goodbye. This might be able allow me to get rid of some divs as well. Boom. Don't need to do this. Doesn't mean anything anymore. Okay, let's do this and this and this. This, which probably will allow us to get rid of these spans eventually. Okay, format the code. Yeah, All right. I won't change the structure yet. We'll see when we start adding actual styling components. So city card, you're done. Did the city list do anything else? Where are you, city list? You just use city card. Excellent. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, so we want to do a city view now. City card, async city view. We can start with the async one. Do you have any styling? Yep. Here's where the styling lives. You, my friend, and see this one for the H1. Oops. And you also, and this is fine. This is fine.
You
this is
removed
fine.
the div word.
So I
line
did.
14.
Yeah. Okay. Where was I? Here. Good catch.
Yeah, this one of these things could be like looking for a needle in a haystack. So.
Yeah, this feels like, subject to refactoring maybe. Bon. Okay. What is an HR? I don't know. Right, of course, this has a lot of styling because it had that scrolling, horizontal. Oops. Okay. Okay. Oh, class there. Yeah, it's not the end of the world if I miss one. I hope. And okay, so we're in the weekly weather. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Flex item center. Flex one. Everybody learn your flex box. And there we go. Wow, that's a lot of styling. I'm gonna format the code. Almost done here. Thank you for your, FA solid and FA trash. I'm gonna keep those. Okay, that's good. That is good. So that was the async city view. Is there a regular city view? There's a skeleton. We're not probably going to use those. So I think we're okay. All right, let me close these. Let me close this. Let's do a little commit in case I broke something. Well, did I break something? No?
Seems to be
No,
working.
looks okay.
Or?
Yeah, it's working. And the icons are still there.
Yep.
And remove city still has a trash can. Okay, great.
All right.
So let's commit this. And git ci-am, and I will say removes Tailwind, CSS, and its classes. Git push origin styling demo. All right. You want me to keep going? How are you feeling?
Yeah, go on. Let's see if we can.
All right.
We can get the semantic UI stuff, and to whoever is watching, if there is anyone, in the usual workflow of ours, we would, of course, do this in a at least test-backed, perhaps a test-driven, but at least backed by tests way, and so we're cheating a little bit, I guess.
Yes, we are. Right?
Yeah.
We're cheating a little bit. Well, but yeah, it's a little hacky, but we're
Yeah,
exploring. You know, we're not developing this product. This is just us taking a developed product, breaking it,
yeah,
and then having fun with it. So
yeah.
I've gone to this Semantic UI view. They have a GitHub Pages docs. They're looking for maintainers. So if you need some open source work, this is the one. If you like Vue and you like styling libraries. But okay, here we go. So yarn add semantic UI view. That's exactly the one I wanted. So yarn add semantic UI dash view. Let's add that. Found it. It's been downloaded. And they are linked, and we're hunky-dory. And now, once it's been installed, you need to import it into your main file. So for us, that is main.js.
Mm.
Right? Remember, we had the import for Tailwind here. Now we need to import, they call it SUI view.
Wow. Yeah, semantic. Okay.
And then, okay, so.
And you have to say view use SUI view. Okay.
Yeah, and so
app
because
use in your case, right?
yeah, it's going to be app. So I'll copy this, but we want to change app. We want to put app in here. So tell it to use. So I'll save this. Am I getting any weird warnings?
Looks like now, because usually you should get at least. I wonder if you have to restart.
Do you think I should get a warning for this?
I don't know.
Well, let's do it.
I mean, it should do something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
Well, no, I mean, I think once we've imported it, but now we need to.
Well, so I got you. So in React,
Yeah.
As soon as you import it, at least it gets rid of the Times New Roman and starts to use some sort of.
But the problem is that we are using a Google font.
But this is Times New Roman. It doesn't use Roboto.
You're quite right. You're quite right.
But check the installation again. If isn't there anything else?
Is there more stuff? Okay.
You need to get semantic UI in as well. So you have to either import this, right? No?
Oh wait, I mean this should suffice. Like, look, we've installed the UI view package. We have gone into main.js and we've told Vue to use it. And then it's talking about if you're not using Webpack, but since we are using Vite,
that's
I don't know if it's Webpack or something equivalent, it should be fine.
So carry on
or now you're ready to go. Check out the components example. Let's just try to use a component.
Yeah.
Right? Like I would like to, let's look at our app. I would like to.
But before we continue, so again, in React, there is this React view, React semantic UI package, but you also need to include the semantic UI CSS library. So like it's a wrapper around but it needs to be installed as well. So that's why I was curious
you're right.
If you don't have to add a link or whatever. So because the CSS is so if you could indulge me, you see this link that is down below. If you just move down a little bit under the CSS there, if you take this link and add it to the index,
this one,
yeah.
I mean, we could. So wait, install the full.
I think you need to install this full package as well.
Yeah.
I will actually add that. Or if you don't want to do that, if you scroll down a little bit, there is this CDN link that you can add to the index.
Yeah, it was above us. Here, the CSS.
Yeah, if you
so you can use the default. Okay, so let's just try this then.
Yeah.
You're right. Of course, that makes perfect sense. So let's go to our index HTML. We already have all these link tags. Let's add another one. Let's format this code. And now, you're so right. Look at that.
Yeah. So that was what I was looking for. But what I would do, since in the beginning of the stream I said I am not particularly fond of using those links. So you can actually
Yeah.
yarn add this instead of, you can
Yeah.
remove this, and you can just add this
Yeah.
package, and then just import
This is what.
this inside of your main JS file, I think.
So in order to do that, let's just do a yarn add semantic UI CSS.
Right. But shouldn't we then use app use something, right? Right.
We just need this import.
Yeah. In your
Let's
index.js,
try it.
yeah,
Let's
let's
try
try it.
it.
Yeah.
So let's try this. So in addition to SUI, we'll do this. And the question is now, it looks good.
Yeah. Reload
Do a
again.
force refresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I think it's the same thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
All right, we're in business.
Sure are.
What should we style?
I don't know. You're the man. Let's. Could we? Could
All right.
we? Could we try to replicate the? So they did this bluish, nice-ish kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see. Do they have just like a container? Card, comment.
they have a container. You can just search for it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There it is. Okay. What?
So a
Um,
container is just it adds margins to the whole thing, right? So you
yeah,
can
yeah. Oh, okay. So it brought me down for some reason. Right. So fluid text, text align. So let's just first of all try to give everything a bit of a margin, okay?
Mhm.
So we have choices. We can wrap the whole app inside a container, presumably, and
Yeah,
import it here.
or what I would do is just change this div, because you still have some flex. I think you have some Tailwind stuff.
Oh, good eye.
So I would change this div to a container.
Yeah, I would too. But now comes the question. I'm just going to try it this way. Container and see if I get a. No, I don't. Okay, so scratch that. Here's what we'll do. I'll grab the div. I'll say you are now a container. And presumably, I need to do an import. Just want to see, do they unwrap?
Yeah, just if you just click on the Cody thingy, code symbol. There you go.
Bongo. Oh, it's called SUI dash container.
Ah, so but why don't they show
Really?
imports? That's weird. Okay, just call it
Well, let me
SUI
try
container.
it. So maybe SUI dash container doesn't need a
Import.
SUI dash container exactly.
Let's try that.
Okay, and that I got an autocomplete for that. So did we break everything? Looks like we did. Do we get a little
Perhaps you
nice
need to
warning
define
telling us
that.
that I need to import it? Reading underscores underscore SUI. So maybe I need to just reload this
No, but
application.
there
What do
was
you think?
something about if you check the documentation again,
Yeah.
do you have this export default? No, that's
Well,
not.
this is because
Okay,
they're
yeah.
using the old scripts. They're
Okay,
not
okay,
using
gotcha.
that. This is fine.
Gotcha.
SUI container, text container. I'm just gonna look at this. SUI container text. Okay, and they're not. No, they're not importing it. So
So I guess we
let's
need to
just
check this out in terms of usage.
yeah. Hang on. The first thing I'm going to do is try turning it on and off again.
Mm.
Okay, and we're live. This is reloading automatically. Looks like it's working. And it's getting the same error, so type error. You cannot read properties of null and underscore SUI. So
Let's see.
Is it SUI underscore container and not SUI dash container? Did I get that wrong?
No, it's a
No,
dash.
it's fine. Maybe. No, it's living inside a template. That's fine.
That's
So what do you have? Text library. Let's view GitHub.
just trying to read up on this thingy because it should be pretty straightforward, shouldn't it? I mean, in the quick start, there's nothing here.
Yeah. Layouts. Just gonna look at a starter page template. Okay, that's great, but can I actually see that code, please? Text menu. Yes, but I want to.
So we got, yeah, it should be. It should not be anything weird with that.
Do they have?
No, should it?
Do they have that on? Do they have examples on their GitHub? Maybe in the docs. Layouts. Text menu. Index view. So they just, there's the template, and in their scripts, they do nothing.
Oh, yeah. What was the error message you were getting? You were getting
oh yeah, I should Google that.
type cannot read properties of null, reading SUI. Just, yeah,
let's have a look at that. Okay, yeah. This is similar enough. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me for a second. Okay, it's been up Vue 3. SemanticUI Vue from the Bootstrap Vue 3. Sure. The app refuses to load with the following uncaught. Yeah, this is the same error we're getting in my app. Blah blah blah. This is the same thing we've done. And then in his app of Vue, he's just doing SUI button. Click here, SUI button. Sure, that's fine. So
no answers.
Semantic, no. Well, no answers with a Vue. SUI SemanticUI Vue is built for Vue 2, so it won't work on Vue 3. Well, I wish they would lead with that.
Wouldn't they? Preferably 3. Yeah. So that's like
Vue 3 semantic UI. Okay, now I had Vue twice there, but
this just killed our entire stream, brother.
Yeah, I really did. Okay, so they do have an issue on their GitHub that's closed. So did you have the style sheet? Well, yeah, we grabbed it. So I was some. Okay. Okay, so are they using Vue 3? Yes. Vue CLI 3.
Yeah, which is I guess.
No,
but it's 2018,
don't be so sure.
So it's an old. No, that's an old one.
Yeah, this is Vue 2 stuff. Shoot. Okay, wait. Let's go back here. Let's look at their issues. 106. That just means they're popular. And let's search.
There we go. The second one from the top. There's 10 September 2021, but it's just a failed. Well, let's scroll down and see if there's nothing.
This is I tried to install using npm. No, that's their weirdness. Here, plugin is not working with Vue 3.
Right.
Hello team. Currently, I'm using Vue 3 latest version. I tried to install SemanticUI Vue project, but I installed getting the same error. Let's look at that error for a second. This is really tiny, but it is our error, I assure you. And someone says, yes, I have had the same issue and attempted to use SemanticUI Vue. It's highly unfortunate because it's really great UI framework to work with, plus it just looks great. The only other aesthetic sensibilities is Cappuccino, which is obviously some more. Yeah, I guess so, huh? Good thing we learned that yarn remove command. Oh, God. Put in Vue 3. Now I'm paranoid. I wonder how much.
I'm gonna take a look at Cappuccino while you're removing this stuff.
Material. I guess we could use Muli with Vue. Ugh.
How do you spell Cappuccino? Is that 1P or what?
CAPPUCCINO.
Really?
Double C in the middle. Yeah.
There you go. Hot mocking library on Jasmine and Node. That's not it.
What? No.
Cappuccino UI. Here it is. It's so lightweight that they don't even have a description.
Yeah, you got to keep those readmes really keep them
Yeah,
skinny, you know.
let's have a look at the demo. Yeah, well, the demo sucks big time too. Right.
Okay.
Language,
All right.
C
Well,
bunnies,
we've
cappuccino.
identified a need.
Improve this page. Yes, please do. So no, so that ain't gonna happen. All right, so CSS framework for Vue 3. The best UI framework for Vue 3. Shit, fuck it. Anyway,
Log rocket?
yeah, log rocket.
Oh, so there are some options there.
Balm UI, whatever that is. Feature support Vue inspiration Balm is based on Google's material design. That could be something. Element Plus, whatever that is. I love those screenshots. They're so telling. They really sell the idea of the CSS framework. Schmucks. Wave UI. View after Vue will develop sort of right. Ionic. Okay.
Isn't that
Yeah.
Isn't Ionic a way to develop mobile applications,
Yeah.
native apps?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Vuetify 3 Titan. I don't have naive UI. I don't have any preferences. Let's have a look at this Wave UI. Is there a link here somewhere?
Yeah.
Right. We have 40 plus components.
Okay. Badges, things like that.
Right. Get started. Wave UI, and then you import, and then you use it. No, you have to do new Wave UI and some options. Okay, so same thing here is that you have to import the Wave UI and the Wave UI CSS, which is the CSS files. But for some reason, you don't say use Wave UI, but rather you instantiate a new, new object. Yeah. And the app. You want to go for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
And I also noticed that it's interesting when we installed Semantic UI CSS, we got jQuery as a dependency.
Oh, whoa.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Sick burn. So I wonder now if I do this yarn remove command, do we, first of all, in our package JSON of shame now, they don't list jQuery, thankfully, but okay. So if we remove this, is it clever enough to remove the jQuery? I assume so.
Hopefully.
But hard
Yeah,
to tell.
well, it should. Yeah.
And I need to do one more thing. Of course, here in main.js, I need to say you won't exist. You and you go away. And do we get some lovely Times New Roman? Yes, we do. Okay. So where are we headed? We're headed to
Wave. Well, you just have to. You want me to Slack you the link or?
No, I'll find it. But I accidentally typed view instead of view, but I got there anyway. So here we go.
Yeah.
Wave UI. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. All right. So for Vue 3, great. Oh wow, this looks promising.
We have 40 minutes, but I'm a little bit on that hard deadline, so just wanted to, check out.
Okay. So I'll just do a yarn add Wave UI. As soon as we have a reaction on the page, let's cut it. That's the stream, I mean. Okay, great. It's installed, and then we need to in our main.js grab this Let's go to main.js. So we're grabbing Wave UI, and we're
And then after you
grabbing
create,
Wave UI disk. And then we need to do this new Wave
and
app.
in terms of options, I guess we don't create any options.
Not yet.
So we can, in principle, we can keep it as it is. And let's
right, but
then just do the V app to wrap the entire thingy around it.
Okay, so instead of SUI container, I'm gonna say w-app
Yeah, and we'll see.
for Wave. And did we crash? I probably need to reboot the development server. Okay, Vite connected. Hey, okay, and it looks different.
Yep. So let's see if we can style this. So what
All
do
right,
we have?
quickly.
We have. Do we have like a container?
Faces,
No
a grid
containers.
system. We have lots of things, but you know, maybe we should do a card for the cities. Wow, this is very corporate looking.
Yeah.
Okay, a tiled card with a let's look at the code. W-card tile.
All right.
Okay, so if I go into my components, into my city card, here we have a template with some divs and stuff. So what I want to do is to say W card, maybe replace this div. Oh no, I can't do that. I have to do this by hand. Card, meaning that you are also now a W card. And I'm going to give you a keyword of tile. And does that change anything? Hey, we have reactivity.
All right.
Okay, so then it's just a matter of going at it. So no imports for these W cards.
Apparently, which is nice. I like, because I always despise that in React. You have to import all the components all the time.
Yeah.
Here you have.
Did you know? Did you know that Nuxt, the kind of Next equivalent for Vue, has figured out auto imports, including with the components you write?
No shit.
Yeah, no shit.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, so on that bombshell, go do what you have to do.
No. We can carry on. No, I said 40 minutes, not 4.
Oh yeah. Well, it still looks like crap. So let's do
a little more. Let's do something.
Interestingly, look, they put the W card outside of the temp. Oh no. This is okay. So they then have something called
toolbar.
A W toolbar. So let's put a toolbar around.
There's a list also. I don't know if list.
So it looks like they're using classes as well. Look at that. It's kind of a mix of like, let me give this a class just to see. So we have H2 here.
Let's not use class. Hold on a second. Are you on COD? Right, you're on COD, right? So let's just do. Oh, okay. No. Oh, here it is. All right. I'm looking at it. Can you just say V toolbar first?
Yeah, sure thing. So
on the div on line 3. Yeah. No, that's not it. Let's just add another toolbar.
Can't I do a V toolbar here?
Yeah. Do that. Let's see what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay. So it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Go back. Come on. So it kind of set this. I have to stop that. It kind of set the.
So give it a class. The long. The city type. A class of title 3. And the other one, a class of spacer. No, spacer is just that would have to be another div. But don't use H2. Just use a div instead. and then you add an empty div that is called spacer, and
Yeah.
then you just add M12 to the, and you call it a span actually, this H3 span, and just give it M12 as a class.
M12.
Yeah, I'm just, for,
Okay. I mean, the spacer worked.
yeah, and the span also kind of worked.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. It's wait, so Wave, is that like then a mix of components and kind of Tailwind style?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't love it.
Neither do I.
No, you get so much for free with the React semantic and then Material UI as well.
Yeah.
I think what I'll do is I'll have a look if MUI won't integrate with Vue somehow nicely.
Yeah. I also don't like that they don't have a component container, so they can contain everything. You can get the margins directly or whatever.
Yeah.
Box, shadow, border, base, font, presets. No.
No, they use a WFlex.
Could you use just
Actually,
WFlex if you? Yeah. Could you just set a
yeah.
flexbox grid, VFlex?
But then you have to kind of give the children.
I know, but let's try just to use VFlex on the see if it does anything for us on the app view, V app, and then VFlex underneath, I guess.
I guess. No?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I was hoping for getting that for free.
Yeah.
VFlex. And then move this down. Format the code. Wow, you formatted weird.
Oh, because
Did I do something wrong?
yeah, you had one extra.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah. Well.
All right.
Okay.
So some experimentation is required.
I guess.
All right.
I'm not impressed.
No, me neither. Um,
I am not impressed. Oh, drawer. No. Pushable content. Yeah. No. Overlay.
yeah. Look. I mean, I'm sure this is very useful for some things, but I don't think it's what we're looking for.
No. G flex. No. Right. What did we achieve today?
Well, we achieved. You have remove. What did we achieve? We achieved going further into Vue. We achieved the realization that the library we were excited about using only works with Vue 2, which kind of tells you that Vue 3, even though it's been around for, I don't know how many months, a year, there's still some catching up to do with a lot of the kind of surrounding ecosystem. And that if we do want to rely on external styling, a lot more lifting is required than in React. I mean, that's really the takeaway.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so. And reading code is always good. So just by experimenting a little bit with a CSS framework like this Wave thing is good for us, so that we learn about things we don't want to use, perhaps, or something like that. It's
not knowing what you want is very valuable.
Exactly. So it's not an absolute win, but it's definitely a win.
It's a win. It's a win. I mean, I had a good time. I don't know.
On this note, we're actually gonna cut this a little short. In theory, we have more time, but let's end at this note. I would love you to do a little bit of research on in terms of VUE CSS
Yeah,
libraries,
you
so
got
we
it. You
get
got it.
something that we can work with. And let's carry on. I will personally code a little bit on an old project of mine called Pranzo, which was this restaurant API with vouchers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
I
cool.
would actually at some point I had this idea to pitch this to you, so see if we could work on that a little bit. It is an open source project, but it's it's actually the reason why I want to pick up this project is because I got a question about it yesterday from a restaurant owner that would love to use it, right? And so
Mm,
it is open source, so I will give it to him for free. However, if he likes to implement it and white label it, then it will become a proprietary project for that implementation.
yeah,
You know,
this is a proven business model in the software community. I think it's fantastic.
yeah. So I just wanted to tell you this because you have your employment
Yeah,
situation to take care of, and then
beginning next week. Yeah.
yeah, so that we don't do anything that will jeopardize
No,
your
of course,
standing
of
with us.
course,
So
of
that's why
course.
I want to say this. It's so much easier when everything is open sourced. Then it's open source, but here
Yeah.
there might be some implications, right? So just
Mm-mm-mm.
wanted you to know that. And it's a Rails project on the back end. Just saying.
The
It's a nice
dream,
one.
dream.
Actually, we could have a session where we go over the application itself. It needs to be migrated to Rails 7.
Yeah,
And going back to our roots wouldn't be that bad.
it feels good.
Um,
Sure thing.
Alrighty, yeah, that's
Okay.
about it for today, right?
Yeah,
Now you go on and enjoy that -8 degrees.
I will
All right, send my
go
love to
for a
your
run.
wife
Yeah,
and our
I will.
viewers.
And
If you
ditto.
like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button and so on,
Please
right?
do.
All right.
Yeah.